Welcome to 0 to 60.
I'm Matt McChesney. I am the owner and operator of 6-0 Football Academy and 6-0 Equipment. Played at the University of Colorado from 2004. 6 years in the National Football League on both sides of football.
I'm Matt McChesney. This is 0 to 60. That is Coach Prime. We are at the University of Colorado. Brother, thank you so much.
All right. 0 to 60. We're rolling. All right, and we're rolling. Happy Tuesday to everybody out there. 0 to 60 Buffs rolls on the Believe Network. Big thanks to Bet Online for all they do sponsoring the show. We got a good show for you today. Bailey's going to take care of some business. We got Michael Westbrook coming on at 12:05 here very shortly. Talk for about 20 minutes about all things Michael Westbrook and Colorado Buffaloes and Hail Marys and all kinds of other shit. And then at 12:30, 12:35, we have Mike Sanford coming on to talk about quarterback play in Shadeur. And he put out a video after the game talking about Shadeur being the number one quarterback prospect in the draft. So kind of rebuttal Coach JB's bullshit and hear from a guy who thinks the world of number two. So Bucky couldn't make it today. We will tell you why here in a second. There's some crazy weather shit going on in Florida, and the Colorado Buffaloes had to change their travel arrangements. So, Bailey, let's pay some bills and let's get rocking.
Let's pay some bills. The show is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. BetOnline is every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads to bet on during the games. Think you know your stuff? Get in on our $200,000 mega contest and pick 5 games against the spread every week for your chance at weekly prizes and a share of $200,000. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker, or unwind with one of our over 150 slot games. Head to the website today to get on the action. Bet online, the game starts here and we roll. Matt, how we feeling? It's Tuesday. How we doing?
Feeling good, bro. Tuesdays are always a hump day here for football, and, big practice today at Vista, getting ready for Overland on Thursday, and we got Valor next week. So, I love football season, bro. I can't wait. And then, look, Bucky couldn't come on today. The team's actually traveling down tomorrow to try and avoid all the weather problems and bullshit and acclimate to the heat and whatnot. There's a bunch of games getting canceled in Florida because of the hurricane. So I'm really hoping that it doesn't interfere with the game and it doesn't turn into a monsoon. But I guess we'll see. I think it's pretty smart that they're going down early and trying to get in front of this. So we'll see what happens there. But look, we've got an unbelievable guest here for you today to start the show off.
Before we start, our guest will be joining here shortly. I want to touch on something from Deion Sanders Jr. So Colorado didn't get any votes in the AP poll.
Like
we shouldn't. What do you think of that? I like it. I appreciate it.
And that's what I said yesterday. We shouldn't be ranked. We didn't get any votes. We shouldn't get any votes. Everybody needs to pump their brakes. They won on a Hail Mary and then on the 1 yard line causing a fumble. So it's not like they played great the other night. They have a lot to fix, and they have a huge opportunity to go show people that they're for real, winning on the road against an undefeated opponent that is built for this shit. I mean, KJ Jefferson is built to run this offense. They really dominated the run game against Baylor, so I would imagine that this is a huge litmus test for that defensive front and the linebacking core. Mm-hmm. I'm worried about play action shots, obviously, and things of that nature, but I'm not worried about KJ Jefferson sitting back there and carving us up the way Shadeur will carve people up.
I agree.
So,
we'll talk
Colorado's
about Sanford, but
Colorado's defense, their strength is stopping the run. UCF's offense, their strength is running the ball. Colorado's offense, their strength is throwing the ball. UCF's defense, their strength is not stopping the pass. They're like 98th in the country. So there's holes and opportunity. I'd imagine it'll hit the over, which is like 64 or some shit. But this 14-point line, that's crazy, dog.
Yeah. We talked about this yesterday. It was at 10.5. And then I'm like, I checked.
10.5 now.
Well, I'm like, ooh. it's gonna go up. Dude, I'll say it right now. I'm gonna grab the money line at +4.
Are you not paying attention, Clyde? We didn't say anything about being ranked. We said we don't think we should be ranked. Are you not listening?
Or reading?
Good God, dog. What is wrong with some of these people?
Oh, fuck.
I mean, it's just amazing. Like, the comments are filled with people that aren't paying attention. Like, what are you doing while you're watching the show? Are you doing that?
It's like you're looking, but you're listening. Yeah, but this line is it's been really bet up. So, we'll see. I'm excited. I'm taking
it. Just goes to show you, though, too, that there's a ton of people just waiting for CU to fall on their face. Like, they just can't wait for it to happen so they can come on and start talking shit and blah, blah, blah. It's awesome, bro. It's Colorado against everybody, homie. It's awesome. I love it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, well, no doubt. Hey, we got our special guests here. Without further ado, our special guests can come preview this game, talk about all things Colorado Buffaloes. Former Colorado Buffaloes wide receiver, former NFL wide receiver, Michael Westbrook. Welcome to the show. How you doing?
My man.
What's up, what's up, fellas? What's up?
Man, it's been too long. Mike Westbrook, one of the premier players in Colorado history, went number 4 to the Redskins back in the day, played against Coach Prime many times, illustrious NFL career, caught the miracle in Michigan. Mike, welcome to the show, brother. Thank you for taking the time this morning to jump on and whatnot. What did you think about Saturday night, dog? That was pretty crazy, wasn't it?
There's just so many aspects of that game that was just mind-boggling, and it was a tremendous game. It was a tremendous win for us. We needed that win. We have a lot to talk about, a lot to uncover, especially this play.
Yeah, that we do. Just let's get through the rainy day miracle. It's been compared obviously to your play, the miracle in Michigan so many years ago. What's it like to be a part of something like that? I mean, I in 2004, my senior year on senior day, we had a similar play where we won on the last play of the game on kind of a long throw. You can see right here, Clat to Monte. But it was, it wasn't on national TV, and it was a great play and whatnot, but it wasn't as hyped or as prolific as the Miracle in Michigan or the Rainy Day Miracle was the other day. What's it like to be part of a play like that, bro, and just go down in infamy?
Oh man, you already know it was surreal. Like when it happened, everything after that play was in slow motion, and then at the same time it was full throttle, and it was because just like the other night, right? It was so many things that happened, like that led up to that play with Shadeur dodging all of those sacks, like just coming out of those, like all the things that led up to that play to be possible, the things that kind of look back at and go, how did this even come to fruition? You know what I'm saying? And just like the Miracle in Michigan in '94, it was so many things that led up to that thing happening, Yeah, there it is. But the things that I'm saying is like the things that led to that moment happening are the key components of that play.
Insane. So let's dive into this. Obviously, they beat Baylor 38-31. I am freaked out about the special teams. I thought the offensive line got shredded. But they found a way to win the game, and 2 and 12 pull rabbits out of their hat routinely. Is this sustainable, bro?
There's some weaknesses that we have to address. I think it's sustainable for certain teams, but not all. I had a prediction last year that we would win 4 games, and I was like, I hope we win 5. We won 4. I was a little lofty this year. I gave us 8. I've been right.
That's where I'm at too. I'm at 8.
Yeah, I'm at 8. I think we can win 8 games, and I always hope for 9, but I think we're going to struggle to get 8. But I think we can get 8 games.
So if they do find a way to win 8 games, what do you think is the number one thing that needs to be addressed, bro? I mean, you played. The offensive line you played with in 1994 might be the best offensive line that's ever played at the University of Colorado ever, with Derek West, Rioli, and all those dudes, and Rashawn and Cordell.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
I mean, just incredible. What do you think's the number one thing they need to improve on, bro? I mean, the special teams scare me, but the offensive line's on the play on the field every time they go on offense.
I think we can put points on the board when we need to, even though like we give the ball back. I think that defensively, I think that we need to be able to stop people. And like the quarterback running down the middle of the field, he even though that came back to bite him in the ass later on in the game, the quarterback sneaking, crossing routes, teams are making plays that shouldn't be making plays against us. Okay, and that's the thing that worries me. The amount of plays that are made against us is where I'm at with that. I don't think the amount of plays should be made against us.
So do you think that's Shiloh being out? Do you think it's just youth in the secondary?
No, because when he was
coming together, what do you think that is?
No, because when he was there, it was happening. And I think we need to get to the guy that has the ball, that quarterback. That to me is a slight issue. The picking on what's his name, McKinley, number 8.
Yeah, McKinney.
I think because of Travis's the danger of Travis, everybody's going to be going to that guy, and it's not like he's going to exploit it, and it's not like he's a bad DB, but they're going to match. They're going to throw the ball at him all day, every day, and they're going to catch the ball. He's not a Travis Hunter. He's a good DB, but you can't have every ball coming at you when you're not Travis Hunter.
So let's talk about Travis Hunter. Have you ever in your life seen anyone like 12?
No. So the thing about Travis is funny because he is a phenomenon from the perspective of everybody's like, he's the best DB and he's the best corner, but Travis, in my opinion, is the best wide receiver in the country. He's top 2, which puts you in the upper echelon of forward, for that category. But he's a good DB. But what makes him dangerous is he's a good DB that's the best wide receiver in the country, which makes him the most dangerous DB in the country because you got 2 wide receivers running routes. Every single time you looking at your guy to be the receiver. No, he has it's another receiver running on the side of him. That's a good. Don't throw the ball.
That's a great perspective. Yeah.
Don't throw the ball that way because now you got 2. It's a jump ball every time you throw the ball at his side of the field. Because I played a little bit of safety, and I saw through the lens of when I was in Colorado. I got in a couple games, whatever. But I saw through the lens of a wide receiver every time. I couldn't switch it in my mind. And as much as he plays defensive back, that boy is the most dangerous player in the country. By far, the most dangerous player in the country. CU has never had anything like that. No player. Deion is not like that. No player is like Travis Hunter, in my opinion, ever. I've never seen nothing like it.
Now, obviously, in '94, you played with Rashawn Salam, who one of your great friends, a great friend of mine, also, and won the Heisman. I think that there's another Heisman, especially if they win 8 games, like you said, 8-9 wins. I don't see how you can keep the Heisman off 12 shelf.
We won 8 games. He's the best player in the country. It doesn't matter who wins the Heisman. He's the best player in the country. So,
well, I certainly hope that he gets that done. Okay, so look, I posted something on social media earlier today. This conversation we had on Friday with Lawrence Vickers, who's our guest every Friday. He's our hype man. And we were talking about if you had to pick Travis the receiver against Travis the DB, and they get to play against each other, who comes out on top of that?
That's a fun question. That's a fun debate. I would probably give the edge to the receiver because he knows himself. Yeah, because he knows himself. You know what I'm saying? And the DB does not know what the DB doesn't know where the receiver's going. Which makes this is why DB is the cornerback is the hardest position on the field because you don't know where this guy's going, and if you put out there on an island, you're in trouble with somebody that's a real a world class or high class wide receiver. You're in trouble every day of the week. So there's nothing you can do about it. So he knows himself.
Do you think he's going to be able to do this in the league? I mean, look, no.
Somebody's going to draft him. He's going to play wide receiver, and he's going to be put in on every nickel and dime package on defense. That's what.
So what?
If
Like
I was a
he'll
head coach,
play like so he'll play a third of the snaps on defense and all the snaps on offense.
yes. That's what I would do with them because you can't not have.
I guess that's still doing it. I don't see anybody doing that shit in the NFL.
Nobody's doing that. Nobody's doing that in the league. But I would do that 100% with Travis.
Is he the first pick in the draft? I mean, you're getting a all-pro wide receiver and an all-pro DB in one dude. Why wouldn't he be the first pick?
He's the first pick. Somebody might draft a quarterback. Somebody might be like, we're going to draft a quarterback, but he's going to definitely be one of the first 2 picks to go.
All right, so last year we're sitting in the locker room before Nebraska, and it's me and you and Hannibal, and we're all talking shit and stealing Gatorades and whatnot and waiting to go out on the field. And could you imagine? I mean, I know last year was kind of rough. They lost 6 games by 1 score. I think that this year's their win small window until they figure this out and win big. Could you imagine after that 1-11 season and all the negativity, hiring Coach Prime, now you got the Heisman front runner and Shadeur Sanders, who in my opinion is the best quarterback in this draft. Let's transition to him a little bit. What Coach Prime has done with his sons and Shadeur and the entire community and Bucky and everybody coming in, could you imagine it got to this point, bro? This is pretty cool.
No, when we were in the locker room, we talked about it. We saw the transformation happen, and we were like, whose idea was this? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it's crazy.
I told you. I literally called. I was calling everybody I knew at CU. I was like, "We need to hire Deion Sanders." This is months. I'm like, this will be if we got that guy on campus, the world changes. College football changes. You know, like you have those time where things just change. You know, like Michael Jordan enters and God, this rookie just put up all these points and he's destroying the league. The world changed. You know, the Jordan shoe happened. The world changed. Deion Sanders coaching in Power 5 football, everything changes. You know, he's one of those people that changes things, and we're just blessed to have him. You know, it's so awesome.
So Shadeur Sanders, I mean, look, you played with some great quarterbacks. You played with some bad quarterbacks. What do you think about two and what he brings to the table, other than just being the toughest son of a bitch on the field each week?
Oh,
I mean, just take hits and
Yeah.
keep stealing. I mean,
so listen,
bro, he is elite.
Can we jump to the Hail Mary? Can we talk about that play now?
Oh, yeah, bro, go. Let's go.
It involves Shadeur. So everybody keeps calling that a Hail Mary, and it was not to me. It wasn't a Hail Mary. Because look at this play right here. He stops, sees a spot on the field, throws it to the back shoulder. That was a pass. He didn't throw it up for grabs. Like Cordell threw the play where he was supposed to throw it to a spot. He knew it was going to be a crowd of people there. I'm 6'4" with 43 inches vertical. I was supposed to be the jumper. I switched Blake Anderson to the jumper because I was like, I only trust myself to catch this ball. Okay, so that's what happened. That was a Hail Mary. This play, he ran to the sideline, set at his feet, knew he was going to get a hit, threw it to the back shoulder of that DB, hoping his wide receiver would come around. The receiver made an incredible catch. That is coming off the left side, low, about 5 inches off the ground. That was an incredible catch. It was a difficult catch.
Unbelievable.
It was because you have to look at what he did. That catch, that is a hard catch because that ball easily goes through your arms, hits you in the nuts, and hits the ground. So many things had to happen for that play to work. People don't understand like the technicalities that's going on here. That spot he hit. Look at where he put that ball at.
Just right in the breadbasket, bro.
That was not a Hail Mary. That was a pinpoint pass, the most beautiful pass by a quarterback I've ever seen. Like the play does not get enough props, in my opinion. It doesn't. It's a Hail Mary. No, that was a pass, and it was a brilliantly run route. The kid came around and he caught that ball. Catching that ball is insane to me. Like you
hold on, Mike. We're gonna have you here. Can you join? Hey, Big Mike, leave and join back. All right, because we were starting. We can't even hear.
Yeah,
you.
we're losing connection bad. If he comes back on, awesome. If not, then I mean that's obvious that the connection's bad. Sorry about everybody. We're trying our best to get the audio right. It's part of the deal. Everyone, calm down. If we're not going to freak out, you can't. All right, play with there's adversity in football games and shows. You need to handle the adversity and stop acting like everything's going to shit on themselves.
We got you.
Chill out. Hey, he's back. All right, cool. So look, I know you watched the Commanders last night, and hopefully they get their real name back. Yeah, you got me? You got us?
Oh, we can't hear you.
Damn
it. Hold on. Leave and join back again. I don't know what this shit.
Yeah. He is on point, though. I mean, the more I think about it, it's not really a Hail Mary. It seemed like it was.
No, I think I was designed because they still have LeJohn. Here, I'm going to grab
this. He could have walked up and handed it to his ass a little bit easier. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I don't think that. I think that was designed, bro. I wouldn't lie to you because there's this video. I got to show you this video. But I mean, I said that the other day when I watched it. But look at this. Give me 1 minute. But LeJohn Wester was talking about just the play and kind of just walking through it and kind of reliving it. First off, unfucking.
We're not trying to interrupt, dog. The connection's shitty, Spencer. Calm down, homie.
Yeah, slow down. Let's see if we got him. We got you?
Yep, I'm good.
There he is.
Perfect. Oh yeah.
All right. So you were saying the pinpoint pass in the back of the corner of the end zone. It was perfect. I mean, that it seemed like a design play. The more you talk about it, it's just the flick of the wrist, falling backwards across his body. I know you watched the Commanders last night. You know, being a Redskin alum, Jaden Daniels was on point. Like that was insane. I think Shadeur and his completion percentage and accuracy is comparable to Jaden Daniels' completion percentage and accuracy. I think that's the most, when you look at who he transitions to, like, I think that it's that guy. What do you think about that comparison?
If Shadeur came out last year, he would.
I'll take that too.
Yeah, if Shadeur came out early and came out last year, he would be one of the top quarterbacks this year. Period. Point blank. The boy is, you know, and it is just so funny that we got so much. We got so many things at Colorado right now that just is just unbelievable. It's just laughable to me. You know what I'm saying? Like we have, okay. Granted, we had the class of '94, which was dumb, right?
Insane. That best football team that's ever walked through the door.
It's just, but we got to look at what's here now, right? So we have Shadeur, which is, to me, the best quarterback that Colorado has had, the best pure quarterback that Colorado has ever had. No doubt about it. And Travis, you know, I can't say that. It's crazy because the athletes that I played with is like to say this,
you know, like just think about all those teams.
You know, it's just just to say that he's the best of all time in Colorado. I can't say that because I played with. He's a great athlete, right? No doubt about it. There's nothing he can't do, like physically, that a whole bunch of us could do. We could all do a lot of that's not the thing that makes Travis special. The thing that makes him special is, okay, so I played 96 plays or 102 plays on offense, right? We've had games like that where we have those crazy drives, right? But when I played 96 plays, borderline 100 plays, I want the defense to be on the field for a little longer so I can rest.
Yes, please.
You know what I mean? Like this kid is back out there doing like both sides, both ways. I don't know anybody that can do that. Like that's insane to me because I'm over there like, yeah, I'm killing them. I got 195 yards. I got 13 catches. Bring that oxygen tank over here. You know what I'm saying?
My hamstring hurts.
Yeah, and I'm 19, 20 years old, and I'm like, Bring the oxygen tank over here. This kid is no oxygen tank. We're over there getting IVs. This kid is just in the game for 150 plays, 165 plays. Like
when he like truly turns into a pro, because he's still a college kid, bro. He's like 20 years old. When he's 25 years old and he's in the league and he's got a chef, and he probably only has a chef, but like with the NIL, but he's just like he's super paid and he's got everything at his fingertips. Is there any limit to how good he can be?
No, I think he's going to go to the league. If obviously barring injury, he's going to go to the league and he's going to have a great career. If he's one of those guys that you can see the future as long as he can stay healthy, because that's the number one thing in the league is staying healthy. Obviously, testimony to that one.
Amen to that, yeah. Me too. All right, so last question we got for you here, Wes, and thank you so much for taking the time this morning to come on the show. I know you're a busy man. UCF, All right, we're 14.5-point dogs. We're going to Florida. A lot of these guys transfer portal.
Oh, no, wait. Back up. We're 14.5-point underdogs.
14.5-point underdogs.
15 now.
15-point underdogs.
It keeps going up.
Like I think that's a slap in the face for people that are not paying attention to Colorado. Mm-hmm. What do you want to see this weekend on Saturday, 1:30 on Fox, big noon kickoff, national TV, before they go into the bye week and they've got hated Kansas State on deck?
I think we just need if we can stop the run, you know what I'm saying? If we can stop the run, I think we put points on the board. Nobody's going to stop us from scoring. We stop the run, we put pressure on that quarterback. Nobody's going to beat us. There's only a few teams in this division that's going to beat us. That's
15-point dogs. As a player, that's a slap in the face, right?
That's a slap in the face. I mean, it's good. We need that because Deion uses everything for motivation anyway.
Amen to that. Amen to that. All right. Well,
yep.
Look, brother, thank you so much for coming on the show. We appreciate you. One of the all-time greats, great friend of mine, and an all-time great buff, Michael Westbrook, brother. I mean, I couldn't stop seeing you catch the ball every time I saw Lester catch the ball the other day. Now you're telling me it's not a Hail Mary, but I'm just going to roll it.
No, because in my opinion, that just takes away from, the cats that did the play. Like that boy threw that ball to a spot. You know what I'm saying?
And he did talk about that on his podcast too. He talked about how he saw everybody clear out and he saw Wester and he threw it to a spot. I didn't even see. I didn't hear his interview. I don't know none of that. But I'm me. I'm football. I'm like, no, that was a play. That kid rolled out, set his feet, threw it to a spot. That kid made an incredible catch. That was an incredible play for a touchdown. That was an incredible play, is what it was, not a Hail Mary. Well, brother, we appreciate you. Hey, when are you coming back out?
I think maybe Kansas State.
Yeah. You just let me know and I'll meet you down there, homie. I can't wait to see you.
All right, brother.
I can't wait. All right, Michael Westbrook, the great Michael Westbrook joins us on the show here, 0 to 60. Thank you, Mike. Have a great day, brother. See you at Kansas State.
All right. Out.
Peace.
Honored to have you on the show. Thank you so much, Mike, for joining us.
That's my guy right there. Apologies for the interference and whatnot, but anytime you get to have an all-time great like Michael Westbrook on the show to talk about the miracle in Michigan, the rainy day miracle, we get the show. Before we have Coach Sanford on, and we wanted to break Coach Sanford on today. Obviously, Bucky couldn't make it today because of the travel and everything that they got going on. But I will tell you this. Next Tuesday, we are going to be live from Folsom Field with Bucky and a couple of players and a big round table. And I'll be up there, and Bree will be up there helping me produce. And obviously, Bailey will be on the ones and twos. So we've got the next Tuesday is going to be kick fucking ass. We'll be up at the crib. We'll have Bucky writing. We'll just be sitting there at a big round table, try and get a couple players on, see if we can pull Shadeur and Travis. I doubt it, but we never know. And go up there and talk some shit and have some fun, and hopefully coming off a huge win, 15-point underdogs, 15 fucking points. Are you out of your mind? Are you just trying to piss everyone off so they just go down there and roll the fuck at you? I mean, just keep disrespecting this team and see what happens. It pisses me off, and I'm not even playing. So, look, we wanted to bring Coach Sanford on because Coach Sanford, I don't know if I respect anybody's word on quarterbacks more. Whenever there's a quarterback being drafted, whenever there's a quarterback controversy, whenever anything's going on with quarterbacks, he's the first guy I go to, other than Coach JB, and I can't. Coach JB's killing me these days. So I wanted to get the other side of the coin here a little bit and what Coach Sanford's seeing that some of these other quarterback gurus and quarterback experts aren't seeing. And I got to respect both opinions because I'm not saying either's right and I'm not saying either's wrong. We don't know yet. The book is yet to be written. So, Look, if you're in here, super chats and subs are open. We appreciate any and all. If you want to join the Dungeon family, it's a $2.99, best $2.99 you'll ever spend. You'll get a bunch of exclusive content there. Please like and subscribe. We appreciate all of you. We're almost at 9,000 subscribers on YouTube and growing. So we're again, we could not do this without all of you. So
absolutely.
Is Sanford in yet?
Yeah, let's get right into it.
Let's go.
Quarterback guru. We're gonna talk all things quarterbacks in this Colorado UCF matchup. Former interim head coach of the Colorado Buffaloes, Boise State product, played play football at Boise State. We got a lot to say. I'm excited. Welcome to the show, Mike Sanford. How you doing?
He is.
What's going on, fellas? What's going on?
Good to see your smiling face, you son of a bitch. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'll tell you what,
Good.
it was a good weekend for once here in the state of Colorado.
Sure, everybody won.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. It was the Colorado School of Mines did what they do every week. They're the only ones that hold down the fort, at least the last 10 years. But the Broncos, the Buffs, and hell, even your favorite Rams, man. They got to win.
The sheep even got a dub. All right, so look, we just had Michael Westbrook on, and he was extremely, congratulatory to everybody involved, and obviously the miracle in Michigan and all that. I had nothing but good things to say about Travis and Shadeur. I don't know how you can't, but there's this narrative. Everybody knows Travis is the best player in college football. That's not really a debatable, topic. And if you do debate it, you got an agenda. I also think that there's an agenda against Shadeur for some reason. People just don't see toughness. They think that the extension in the pocket is his fault. But I watched the video you put out after the game, which we'll talk about the game here in a second. That shit was crazy. Where you said Shadeur's bona fide number one quarterback in the draft, and I agree with you. So just stand on that for a second and educate everybody who's got this narrative where he's like mid and not very good.
Ches, you know this more than anybody, having been in the NFL, played in the NFL. I personally never coached or played in the NFL, but I follow it, and my dad coached in it. And I completely understand the reality of the National Football League is that games come down to one possession and how it's going to be executed. Even you have rookie quarterbacks that are playing bad football, and it still comes down to one possession in most games. And it's going to come down to which quarterbacks can make the plays that are needed in those moments. The comfort behind wins, the Brady mode, as Shadeur calls it. There's nobody that I've seen in college football over the last 2 decades that I feel that there is an inevitability that he is going to find a way to matriculate the football down the field. And that's actually my only explanation for why UCF is a 10.5 to 15-point dog.
15 points, dog.
Because that is a bit of a reality. Like if you're a team playing against CU right now, you better get up by 2-3 possessions and keep going. Because if you don't, you're in trouble. Because if it's a 1-possession game, hell, if it's a 2-possession game, that's how it was against Baylor, right? This was a 2-possession ball game in the fourth quarter. That what's going to happen. And Dave Aranda right now, the head coach at Baylor, has got to be kicking himself for not finding a way to put that game away earlier. You could point to a missed field goal. It's pouring ass rain. It was a 40+ yard field goal. Yeah, I mean, there's those situations that come about. But if there's a chance to win a game, Shadeur's winning the game. And I've never seen it before. And what put the exclamation point on it for me, why he's QB1 without question, is not only he's done it multiple times. This time he did it in absolute insanity of a rainstorm with wet balls and no protection. Like
none.
Protection. And what was the stat? 8 sacks on the day? Was that how many it was?
9 sacks and probably like 12 to 13 hits.
And think about how many he stepped out of. Like if you're watching,
he stepped out of 5 or 6 of them, bro. Like
more than that, man. I really do.
So talk about that, coach. Like you play the position, you coach the position, you recruit the position, you develop the position. There's nobody I respect more's word on quarterback play than yours. And Coach JB and several other quarterback gurus seem to think that he's holding the ball and bringing it on himself. And I'm looking at a guy and I'm going, his pocket presence is insane. You can't get him on the ground. Like he's so fucking slippery back there. And then everything is down the field. The more you hit him, the better he gets. Isn't that the epitome of what we're looking for in a quarterback?
Yeah, for me, when I've been evaluating quarterbacks the entirety of my career, and I got this from my quarterback coach in college, Chris Peterson, is the most important characteristic of a quarterback is toughness, period. Mental and physical toughness. And Shadeur has put in double check by that characteristic of the quarterback. The second one was preparation. Third one, decision-making. Fourth one, accuracy. Fifth one, leadership. That's how we broke it down. But it always started with the number one, which was toughness. And name me a quarterback in college football today that has exhibited toughness at a greater level than Shadeur Sanders is since he's been in Power 5 football. Show me.
I mean, just think about like last year with CSU when Nwoke racked him and he got up and spit blood and Prime wiped it off his mouth with his sleeve and he went out and won the game. This year, Baylor, I'm sitting there with Nick, and he was a recruit again, and we're sitting there, and everybody's leaving, and I'm like, don't leave. You know what's about. Don't leave. They're going to win. Just watch out. And he's just getting racked and racked and racked. And at the end of the game, they give up 3 straight, like, monumentally bad sacks.
Yep.
Guys are getting ran by. He's getting crushed. And then somehow he falls out of a sack and throws it up, and it becomes a pass interference call, and they get new life, and he ends up throwing a touchdown to tie the game. Bro, it's one of the best college football games I've ever seen in my entire life. And there's this clip we're going to show real quick. I had flashbacks of 2004 on senior day where Klatt hit Monte down the right side or the left sideline. Watch this. This is the last play of the game in 2004 to beat Kansas State to pretty much win the North. And I had flashbacks, and I know that the catch and run is different, but it happened pretty much the same area of the field. And I'm just sitting there like reminiscing, like, holy shit, this is insane.
Right.
I've never seen anything like it before, Coach, ever in my life. And
no offense to
this fucking throw, bro.
No, that's what I was going to say. No offense to Joe Klatt. I work with his it's ridiculous. And you can't forget the catch like that. Like for him in a wet ball environment to be able to get hands under the ball, secure the football. LaJohntay Wester's a damn hero. I had a chance to interview him in the post game after the CSU game, and that dude is an awesome, awesome young man, a competitor, well-spoken, thoughtful. Those kinds of stories I don't think are being told enough with this program, like the LaJohntay Wester story. I think that needs to be told more. And it took for me to be at a game on the sideline. I was on the sideline for the entirety of that football game against CSU to be like, this isn't exactly what even I thought it was. Like these guys are playing their asses off for 60 minutes of football. There were during opening whistle to final whistle, there were no shenanigans going on by the CU Buffs. And maybe all this stuff afterwards that goes viral. I think that's the thing that is so impressive about this program, because if we got to call it like it is, this program is very clickbait worthy, whether you hate them, you love them. And they do put out their own clickbait too, right? You got to say it. But what I saw behind the scenes once I was able to peel the curtain back is there's some ball guys, man, like real football guys, like Levante Bentley.
The law firm, dog. The 2 linebackers, Bentley and Greenhill, are monsters.
Kai Greenhill, like those dudes are football players. I love the way those guys play the game. Michael Welch, ball player. That guy's he's a ball player. And that's the thing that I think a year ago, I was on the fence, man. I was on your program about 5-6 months ago around the draft time. We were talking about evaluating the 24 draft class. I had Jaden Daniels number 1. You know that. I was super high on Michael Penix Jr. That's going to play out. That guy's going to end up saving the day for the Falcons once Kirk Cousins can't walk in and out of the huddle anymore. But the guy that I was on the fence about was Shadeur Sanders. I told you that. I thought a lot of the issues that existed a year ago, I did think that some of them were on him. But
that's why I respect your opinion so much. You were so critical of him, and now it's like I always ask Coach JB, what do you need to see in order to stop hating? And there's a difference between hate and evaluation. Your evaluation was different, and obviously he's changed your mind. So run with that.
Yeah, the biggest thing for me is a year ago, I do think there were some sacks. When you have that number, which, what was it, 54, 53? It was a lot, right?
54 sacks in 11 games.
Yeah, and Chaz,
which is not good. 12 games.
You can admit to it, man. I mean, everybody wanted to absolutely just heap the garbage pile on last year's O-line. We're sitting at 13 right now, right, through 4 ball games. That's not. It didn't really change that much. Right?
And 9 of them came in 1 game. So there's improvement, but then there's also when they played quality defensive lines, Nebraska and Baylor, they got shredded. So that has to be fixed.
Well, and then the other side of this, for the CU football team to win games, Shadeur Sanders has to be the guy. He does. Like
100%.
When you don't have an established tight end, a bona fide 2-way player that can run block, pass protect, and then become a viable threat in the pass game, the Buffs don't have that. I love Savell Smalls. He's a tough guy, but he is not a bona fide tight end. He doesn't have the length. He doesn't have, he's not that guy. You have to throw the football. And you have to find your points by way of Shadeur Sanders being a dang magician. That makes defensive lines' jobs way easier. they can be in pass rush mode for 75 to 90% of the snaps in a ball game. You know that playing D-line, when you don't have the threat of being accountable to your run gap, how fun is that? You got a two-way go, man, every freaking snap.
Yeah.
And so Shadeur has to create for this team to win games. Maybe outside of the CSU game, even the dang North Dakota State game, he had to create to win that game. And certainly against Baylor, you got to create to win that game. But also, the modern NFL game isn't the system offense. It's not the game manager. It doesn't exist. Jaden Daniels last night. How many times?
That was insane.
How many times did he create though?
He was insane.
You have
the last throw, bro, to Terry McCullen in the corner where he took a shot, full turn protection, got hit in the chest, and just dropped it right in the fucking breadbasket. I was like, holy shit, this kid can fucking play. It was crazy.
And that's the modern. You look at the top quarterbacks that were drafted this year, all of them are creators. None of them are just system fit guys. That's where it's like Carson Beck is the number one quarterback in the draft. What has he done? What is any Georgia quarterback surrounded by insane talent and managing the offense? What have they really done? You know, I'm talking about in the pro game. Stetson Bennett had a nice weekend or two and then threw 5 picks the next week. Like, what has Carson Beck done? Frankly, what has Quinn Ewers done? He's just managed the system. All right. Cam Ward, love him. Freaking love him. Big fan.
Yeah, he's a stud.
He's a great player. I love Cam Ward. I love watching him play the game. But I think there's a Kyler Murray comp there because of the deficiency of size. He's a bit small. That still is a factor when you're looking for a franchise quarterback. It's gonna be a top 3, top 5 type of guy, and that's what you're talking about when you're talking about QB1. And then the other guy I do really like as a player is Jackson Dart. I want to let the season play out. Right now, I have it Shadeur Sanders 1, I have Cam Ward 2, and Jackson Dart 3, and the other guys to me are just guys.
And so you take Shadeur and put him on Georgia or Texas or some of these other places.
Ridiculous.
What do you think the difference would be?
You would get more accuracy because he is the most accurate quarterback in college football. You would have a better deep ball thrower, an accurate deep ball thrower. So you'd get more explosive plays. What did Georgia just do? Who'd they play? Kentucky and scored 15 points?
13-12,
12. You wouldn't have a lot of 13-point games. And we want to say that Kentucky's defense is elite.
They're good, but come on. If you got Carson Beck in Georgia and 5 stars everywhere, 13 points is embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And that's the thing. Even when the Buffs struggle as a football team, and there will be more struggles, Matt. Like I'm just telling you.
Oh yeah, they're not going undefeated, dog.
This is a flawed football team as it should be. It's year 2 in a complete revamp of the roster. I mean, again, right? It's 2 years in a row. There's going to be flaws. The system in and of itself of college football nowadays is inherently flawed. And the best teams are typically the ones that end up getting it right with a combination of foundational players that have been in your program for 3 to 5 years, plus patching in the holes with elite transfers. Those are the teams that are really elite. And right now, that can't be Coach Prime's team, right? You can't do that. It's not a possibility. But what I will say is even in the bad games, Shadeur he's still finding a way to generate the offense to score 20s and 30s. And it's coming because of his wizardry at the position to get out of sacks, extend plays, and then throw crazy off platform over across his body. Like the throw that he threw to LeJante Wester, that wasn't actually a Hail Mary. That was a dive.
That's what Westbrook just said. He was like, "Yeah, I thought that was more just a great throw and catch."
Yeah, it's and then Travis Hunter, man, guys, like I know everybody talks about, wow, we've never seen this. His hit at the end of the game was after playing every snap of film. Because you've been graded by a coach, right?
Yep.
He's graded twice. He plays 2 football games. He's graded twice for an entirety of a football game on one side of the ball.
Every week too. And
then this right here that we're watching, that is after playing 2 games relative to every single buddy else that's on the field right there. And he has the ability to come up with that kind of hit, the accuracy of placing his helmet on the football at the goal line. Like that's the Heisman moment right there. That's a Heisman moment.
Okay, it seems like he has a Heisman moment every week. Obviously, we know how we feel about Shadeur. We'll talk about Travis, and then we'll talk about UCF. How many games does looking at the rest of their schedule, pop up the schedule there, Bailey, if you can, brother. I don't know if you got it on deck. We always on point, Bailey. You're the fucking man. So look, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games left in the Big 12 title. I love that they put the Big 12 title on the schedule.
Sure.
How many games do they need to win out of the next 8 for Travis Hunter to secure the Heisman? There's only been one Heisman winner ever. I think it was Paul Hornung in like the fucking 50s.
4.
So they go 4-4 in conference, and they finish 7-5, and they go to the Holiday Bowl or some shit, and Travis Hunter's winning the Heisman. That's what you're saying?
Yep. 4 for the Heisman, 4 for Shadeur to, without question, be the number 1 draft pick. Or QB1.
QB1. Would you say, okay, so let me ask you this. I actually posted a video that Bailey cut up earlier. Travis versus Travis. All right. Wide receiver versus DB. Who's getting the dub?
I still I would go with DB. I think his instincts are I think his instincts are on their next level. His play speed, his physicality, his football IQ. But then I think where he's really lethal as a DB against himself is, frankly, his ball skills. His ball skills at the DB position have never been seen in the history of the game, period.
They're wide receiver skills at the DB position. Most DBs can't catch. That's why they play DB. And that's not the case with Travis Hunter.
Yeah. After the North Dakota State game, I was all on board that this is wide receiver 1. And I probably still am. I still am. But gosh, man, if you can be the best corner in the National Football League, eliminate a side, and then eventually you get picked on and you get interceptions because of your ball skills, and you can play 12 to 15 to 20 snaps a game on the offensive side of the ball, which I think is going to happen. I do think that's going to happen. Even though he's not like 6'3", he's a red zone threat of a 6'5" guy. Because
his length is insane.
His length, his dexterity, his hips, his ability to contort and find a way to catch the football it's Justin Jefferson, but I'd say he's doing things that maybe I haven't even seen Justin Jefferson do in the red zone.
Bailey, you got any questions before we wrap up with Coach Sanford?
Yes, sir. Coach Sanford, I wanted to ask you. So we've been talking quarterbacks. Let's break down this matchup. KJ Jefferson, Shadeur Sanders. Obviously, KJ Jefferson comes from Arkansas. Not the best passer like Shadeur, but he's athletic. He can run. Just break this down. What are your thoughts on this quarterback matchup?
Yeah, this is concerning to me on one front. The amount of just chalkboard cover 1 man-to-man that this defense has played with, and I'm talking about CU. The biggest threat to this defense is the quarterback-driven run game. And if you're seeing a single high coverage and you're getting an extra safety in the box as a box element, and if he's really playing like pure chalkboard cover 1 and following the yo tight end across in man coverage, there's going to be some quarterback driven run opportunities. And KJ Jefferson might be the fastest quarterback when healthy in college football. The dude, like, if you're out of your fits, which cover 1 makes run fits hard, it puts some run. There's conflict because you have coverage responsibilities, 2-on-1ing the back. He goes this way, he's mine. And that's why cover 1 is frankly, it got ran out of college football because of quarterback-driven run game. That's why everybody went to cover 4 and 4 mini and 6 mini to be able to utilize that boundary box safety in quarters at 10 yards as that extra run defender. And so I have my concerns about the QB-driven run game. UCF without the QB-driven run game, still one of the best running attacks in college football, if not number 1, I think. But their schedule is light, man. Their schedule is light. This is going to be a different challenge for UCF. It's not just, it's not like the Broncos are just going to roll out the same game plan against Robert Saleh and the New York Jets, and they're going to have the same success. It's a different week. It's a different game plan for UCF. KJ Jefferson is probably an X factor in this game with his legs, because if he finds 6-7 yards of green grass, he's going crib. Like that. That's who he is as a football player.
So obviously we've struggled in 2 of the 3 games played, or what, 4 games, the 3-1s, and 3 of the 4 games played, we've struggled with the quarterback run. Well, I guess 2 of the 4. Nebraska and CSU, Raiola didn't really run, but we gave up a touchdown on a quarterback draw to North Dakota State. We gave up a touchdown on a quarterback draw to Baylor. I mean, when they went there on that 4th down and they went from condensed to spread, I was screaming, draw. And of course, it was a draw to the house. Look, the defense is so much improved, bro. They are so much better than they were last year. Even with that quarterback run, they held Baylor's running game like 30 carries and 87 yards. That's big time. That's 3 yards a carry. Is the defense real?
It has better players, and namely at the linebacker position. I still don't think that CU through 4 games has been tested by a good aerial attack. The four teams that CU's played, none of them are terrible offensively, even though CSU and that they look terrible and they're struggling. But none of them are terrible, but none of them are, I'd say, upper echelon of college football from an offensive perspective. UCF with Gus Malzahn and the dependence on the quarterback-driven run game and all of the pop passes that come off of the quarterback-driven run game, they put you in some serious conflict. This is going to be a great challenge. This is by far the best challenge for this defense. They have played it and very intelligently against their first 4 opponents. They played population box defense because of cover 1. But there's times where I see there are some fit issues, but because there are more hats at the point of attack, you end up stopping the run game for typically 2 to 5 yards gains because there's an extra hat. That's going to be neutralized a bit this game with the quarterback run game.
All right, so they're 15-point underdogs, bro. 15 points. I'm disrespected. Like I feel like I need to go up there and tell them to lock the fucking gates. Like that 15 points. I'm sorry, but that's some bullshit. I'll take the number, but that's the bullshit.
I mean, you can be mad all you want. You can be mad all you want.
How is 15 points?
The only rationale that I can make sense of is for UCF to win this football game, which they are the money line favorite, right? If you looked at money line,
it's like plus 310 or some shit.
Their best bet is to win by 15 or more. They've got to secure two or more possessions of a lead going into the fourth quarter, deep into the fourth quarter, because if the game's close, who's winning?
See you.
And like that's what I keep saying. Like when I watch this team, I'm just sitting there like, what teams that build a lead and then pull the reins back on their offense just a little bit, take the foot off the gas pedal. I'm like, you're going to lose. Like you're going to lose. It's clear as day you're going to lose this football game. And I think with the defense being even better than it was a year ago, I think that it is more challenging to bleed out the clock via the 4-minute offense starting like in the late third quarter or fourth quarter. You're not going to do it because they are overpopulating the box and they have 2 very good inside backers and good front players as well. But yeah, like if I were talking to an opposing team, which I don't talk to anybody. I'm in the media now. Nobody wants to talk to me on the coaching landscape, but but what I would tell you is like, if you want to beat CU, whatever builds you the lead, do the same thing for 4 quarters. That's your best bet. Because if you start going into University of Minnesota, PJ Fleck, run the football because you have a 3-point lead the rest of the game after, a quarter, you're going to get beat. Like it's point blank period. You will get beat if you get into that mode because they will find a way with number 2 playing quarterback and the receiving crew that they do have. It's kiss it goodbye.
So longevity wise, how do you foresee this moving forward? There's a huge narrative out there that Coach Prime's not going to stay. There's a huge narrative out there that he is. I don't mean to put you on the spot with the last question, but what do you think?
Nothing with this team is predictable. Nothing with Coach Prime is predictable. I really believe that. I think like deep down inside, I do know that the love that Coach Prime does have for his 2 sons and Travis Hunter being an unofficial 3rd one, and then really Jordan Seaton being an unofficial 4th one.
Jimmy Horn.
You keep going on, Jimmy Horn. I do wonder because Coach Prime has his coaching lineage has been with his sons, right? Like that. The best indicator of future events is past events, and I think that would be what my bet would be on is that he's not coaching this team a year ago or a year from now. But on the flip side of that, you just never know. And I think that actually Coach Prime likes proving a lot of people wrong. And as that narrative grows, I think that he'll be kind of laughing at everybody that's spreading that narrative and then prove them all wrong with double middle fingers at some point. So I don't know, man. I really don't know, but I think that he does really care about being around his boys a lot. And has done it every step of the way since like tiny tyke football when they were 7 years old.
Yeah, it's pretty cool as a coach and a father of my son. I watch what he does with his kids and go, well, we can do that shit too, Nick. And it's just it's pretty cool. So yeah. Mike Sanford, you can hear him damn near every day on 92.5 Altitude. He's all over college football. He's a great follow on social media. What are your handles, Coach?
I don't know, Coach _ Sanford 2, and then I don't know. Just type in Coach Mike Sanford. Start scrolling. You'll find a few Russian porn bots in there mixed in.
Nice.
I don't know. Shoot, who knows?
Nice, nice. Russian porn's the best. It's really angry yet not.
Really, yeah. It's great. It's great when they jump into your bank accounts too. You know, it's always great. Yeah, freaking.
I don't know what's going on in the Sanford house, but holy shit,
nothing.
All right, brother. Hey, prediction. How do you think CU's going to do this weekend at UCF?
I think UCF wins by 17 or CU wins by 3.
Oh my God! I'll take the CU win by 3.
It's going to be one or the other. I watch every game and I'm like, one of these two things is happening. And I think we're going to see at times this year either one on both sides of the pendulum. But this team's 3-1. It's in a different spot, I think, than it was a year ago. It's acquitted better to handle, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. Keeping games closer and within reach of Shadeur Sanders taking over and doing what he does.
Well, Coach, enjoy your day. Thank you so much for coming on the show and talking shop. Coach Mike Sanford, the man, brother.
Appreciate you, brother.
Amen.
We'll join and see you.
Hey, so this is maybe the best comment ever.
Yeah, that was like,
Jason Whitlock for the good brother Matt McChesney and some yellow cake. I got this yellow cake.
Jesus. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Oh, trade for me, dog. Get rid of that fat fuck and bring me on. We're rolling. That shit had me rolling, dog. And then this one. I wanted to highlight this one too. Matt, question for you. Honestly, why do you keep joining Goofy Coach JB's show? You're just wasting your breath and energy with that hater. He's saying Shadeur's Mick. Come on, dog. Hate. Okay, look. I've been doing Coach JB's show for almost 5 years. That's my homeboy. I go on his show because I don't agree with him. Yep. That's what the reason, like when I went on, remember Bailey, when I went on Whitlock's show and the entire Colorado community freaked the fuck out.
Yep.
Well, no one from the Colorado community goes on Whitlock's show to talk about Colorado and defend them. True. That's why I did it. Like, I'm not afraid to have constructive criticism and even confrontation with people that, like, Whitlock's not my friend. I don't know him personally, but JB's my boy, and I've known him forever. Mm-hmm. And I don't agree with 99% of the shit he says. But that doesn't mean he's not my friend. I just think he's fucking stupid and wrong. And he'll say the same thing about me, and I'm not going to get offended by it. So, this is kind of my point with, like, football, sports, and the country we live in. The inability for everybody to sit down and talk and, like, be angry with each other without shooting at each other and freaking the fuck out and having a goddamn pitsy fit because someone's opinion is different. That's like the main problem in the entire country. Oh my God, he said something I don't like. Like that shit, I don't fucking roll like that. So, Bailey, you've been there the whole time. You've been producing this fucking thing since you were like 12 years old. So,
okay, Jamie for
why do you look? I think that it's good when we have constructive criticism and hate like that. So,
well,
I don't know. I understand a lot of people that don't like it.
When JV is tough, I see it all the time. When JV breaks down stuff, he's great, and then when you guys debate, he doesn't want to break anything down. So that's where I'm like, okay, well, this is what it is, and you take it how you will. But I think Matt and JV are cool. Like they're not, you could see them beef every fucking Monday and Friday. They're still cool. You know what I'm saying? Matt doesn't like.
Let's be real though, for real. Without Coach JB, we wouldn't have this show.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Like I was on like corporate radio in Denver, and we found each other on social media, and I was a guest once, and obviously when you lob me a fucking alley-oop, I'm slamming the fuck out of that bitch. So, and it just took off, and then he connected me with the Believe people and and Bailey and everything else. So I'm not going to sit here and act like it's a bad thing. It's a good thing. Just because we disagree don't mean shit. I don't agree with 99% of you dumb motherfuckers out here, but I still have to fucking function with you. I can't go out to Target and walk through the fucking grocery store and be like, oh, you got bagels with sesame seeds on them. I don't like that. That's not going to work.
Great example.
It's not going to work. So I'm just saying, dog. So look, today was awesome. And you know, we didn't know Bucky wasn't going to be on until late last night. And I kind of scrambled to get Westbrook and hi, babe. Westbrook and yeah, that's okay. You can make fun of me all you want. Love you.
Make fun of you? I was like, which combo are you clicking on?
I'm trying. This fucking mouse pad. Like, if you hit the right side, all this stupid shit comes up. Whatever. But we were scrambling a little bit, and you know, Westbrook was awesome to come on early, and Coach Sanford got his opinion. And tomorrow at 10 a.m. we got the heart of the Colorado Buffaloes. He's on 104.3 every day in the afternoon out here. Phil Lindsay is joining us, and I've worked with Phil since he was in high school. He was the last guy in this recruiting class that Coach McIntyre brought in off a torn ACL his senior year. He is truly the heart of the Buffaloes, and there's nobody better than 2-3 or 30 if you're a Bronco fan out there. Then Phil's going to rock the house. And Thursday's awesome. Thursday we're going to be down at the lab at 6-0 Strength and 6-0 Football Academy, and the Hall of Famer, the smiling assassin, my homeboy Steve Atwater from the Denver Broncos, is going to be joining us in studio essentially to talk a bunch of NFL, and you know, we'll obviously talk a bunch of college football as well. His Arkansas Razorbacks got a huge win over Auburn last week and look like they're on the right path. So we'll talk to him about Coach Prime and Shadeur. Obviously, he played in the same era as Coach Prime and knows him well. So that'll be awesome to have the smiling assassin on. He comes on every year. Anytime you can sit down with a Hall of Famer like Steve Atwater and just soak up all that knowledge and all that positivity too. There's nobody more positive than Steve Atwater. That's going to be fun. And then obviously Friday, we're not going to be going to the game because I'm not trying to dodge hurricanes and shit like Vickers. But Vickers is going to the game. So hype man Lawrence Vickers is going to be on Friday. Yep. And we'll get his opinions about UCF and last week at Baylor and whatnot. Right when the game ended the other night, he FaceTimed me and all he said was, just hung up, and I was like, okay, that was pretty fun. So, look, man, Buffalo country is excited. Everybody's on the up, and just keep standing shoulder to shoulder because the hate doesn't stop. 15-point dogs, 15 points, 15 points. Like,
that's motivation.
I'm about to give a pump-up speech to them at 15 motherfucking point underdog. 15 points.
We
will have Bucky back on. Okay, so here, because someone's not paying attention. Next Tuesday, we don't have Buck on this week because they're leaving early, and you know they're trying to dodge hurricanes like we just said. All right, so next Tuesday we are live from Folsom, live from the Champion Center with Bucky and a couple players in a round table. It'll be an awesome show. We'll go for about an hour and a half. So keep your ear to the ground on that one. Yeah. And remember, Buffalo's run through the storm, not away from it.
Yeah, amen.
So remember that. This is just what it is. So 15-point underdog sounds just like where I want to be. Keep hating on us. Keep thinking like we're not going to show up. And I'm just saying, there's a bunch of Southern guys on this team. There's a bunch of Florida boys on this team. They are going to go home and show out, period. Like Florida is Coach Prime's hood. That is it. That you might as well just rename it Primeville. Like just the whole boot, just Prime. That's what it is. So I'm really excited about this weekend. I can't wait to watch the Buffs on Saturday. I think it's going to be fucking awesome. If it's a fucking hurricane and it's raining sideways and I don't really know what's going to happen in that regard. I'm hoping for a clean game weather-wise. But then again, hey, you never know.
Just one on the rain. No.
I would be putting some fucking dough on Bet Online. I'd be putting some dough on the money line. CU and definitely the 15. I mean, parlay that 15 together with like fucking Illinois is a 19-point dog at Penn State. Take that number. There's no fucking way that like the last time Illinois went to Penn State in overtime, 19.5 points.
I haven't looked at that game. That's
Penn State
too many points on Penn State.
Like Penn State hasn't played anybody yet. So now they're playing a seasoned team with Brett Bielema. They're not losing by fucking 20 points. There's the Stanford at Clemson line is 24 points. Stanford just went across the country and beat Syracuse. Like, I'm not saying they're going to go to Clemson and win, but they're not going to lose by 20 fucking 4.
Hope not. I don't know. Clemson and Syracuse are on the same level. I had a little
tough fucking team, dog. Stanford's a tough team. So
my boys are center. I know.
That last year they were down. They're 20 fucking 9-0 at CU and won.
Yeah,
and maybe want to throw up, but goddamn. So that's what I'm saying. So look, like the stream, super chats and subs are open. If you're in here, we got 1,300 people now. We had about 1,700 earlier. Please like the stream. Please subscribe. We're almost to 9,000 subscribers. And if you do want to get into the Dungeon family, it's only $2.99, and we'll be posting a bunch of exclusive content as we go there as well. So I can't wait for tomorrow. Phil Lindsay is on at 10 a.m. Hold on to your asses for that one because that one's going to be fun.
Yeah, no doubt. Great show on this fine Tuesday. 1,000 people on YouTube, 1,500 across all platforms. We appreciate you guys. Become a member of the Dungeon family for $2.99. We're going to be back here 12 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Mountain with Philip Lindsay. I can't wait. It's going to be a great fucking show. I cannot wait. We appreciate you guys, and CU should not be 15-point underdogs. That's all I got to say.
No, it's okay. That's right where we want to be. Just keep doubting and keep hating. This is right. We're in the sweet spot, dog. That's right where we want to be. So, look, if the Black Caucus wants to trade for me, I'm open. Let's go. I'm tired of this cracker ass community I live in.
Oh,
please get me out of here.
That was an all-time comment, man. This is way. Before we go,
the Black Caucus are next to trade Jason Whitlock for the real brother Matt McChesney and some yellow cake.
That was hilarious. Anyway, we'll be back here at 12 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Matt, any last words?
Yeah, man. Just again, we couldn't do this without all of you. Thank you so much for all your support. The show keeps growing, and we're not going to forget all the people that ride with us every day. So when we keep seeing your name in the comments over and over and over again, that's pretty fucking cool. So we appreciate you. Have yourself a great Tuesday. We actually had some people asking about some 5A football and whatnot. We'll talk about that as the week goes on. My son plays at Mount Vista on the varsity as a freshman, and we're pretty fucking good. So that's going to be pretty cool as the season goes on. So we really appreciate all of you, and go Buffs.